I'm sure everybody's heard and seen Donald Trump, Paul Ryan, and all other Republicans tweeting out and discussing the fact that Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, is in a so-called death spiral. Now, they don't throw around this term death spiral loosely. That is an industry term that describes what happens in an insurance pool when the risk gets too high and people get priced out of their insurance. And it's based on those things, on risk and price increases. So according to them, these price increases under the Affordable Care Act that took place this year, which was part of the original legislation, these companies could not raise their prices during a certain amount of time. This year, that expired, so they increased their prices because they wanted more profit. So Republicans say it's been in this death spiral. Well, guess what? There is a report out that shows that not only is the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, not in a death spiral, but it's actually performing better than projected. And that report didn't come from Yale or Harvard. It didn't come from individual economists. It didn't come from the healthcare industry or left-wing blogs and think tanks. That report came from the Trump administration itself. And it's not as if this entire report has been buried. Donald Trump has actually cited other figures from this report when talking about the death of Obamacare. But the part that he omitted was a line that says, but risk scores were stable overall and fell by 4% in smaller individual markets. So yes, we have the price increases that are part of a death spiral, but we don't have an increase in risk, which means people are not getting sicker and driving up healthcare costs. Healthcare costs are going up because the health insurance industry can do that. That is the reason, according to Trump's own government, one of his appointees is the one who oversaw this study. That is what they tell us about the Affordable Care Act. Meanwhile, they're out there telling us that the reason our rates are increasing is because Obamacare has failed. It has not failed, and they know that. Their reports show it, and they've read these reports. Risk is actually decreasing in some markets, and in other markets, it's staying the same. Risk hasn't changed. People are not using their insurance more because they're getting sicker. The reason health insurance prices went up was because health insurance companies, the free market, decided to raise prices because they wanted more profits. These companies were making billions of dollars a year in profit, not revenue, profit, under the Affordable Care Act. But that wasn't good enough for them. They wanted more money. So as soon as that little statute expired and they were able to raise their prices, they decided to do it because why not? We can. And we're all the suckers that have to keep paying. And the companies know this. They know that we have to have health insurance. And so they raise the prices a little here and a little there and a little here and a little there. And we continue to pay it. They make them modest at first so we don't quite notice. Yeah, sure, an extra $10 a month, an extra $20, $30, $40, $50 a month. They do it because they can. They do it because they're greedy. They're not hurting for money. Their risk is not going up. Their costs are not going up. Every lie that the Republicans have told you about healthcare is just that. It's a lie. It's not true. The only reason healthcare costs in the United States are rising, as far as insurance is concerned, is because the companies want to make more money and nobody in DC has the guts to step forward and say that, nope, we're putting that limitation back on you. You can't raise prices again for another 5 years for existing customers. But they won't do it. Democrats, Republicans, they won't do it. Health insurance lobbies, health insurance industry campaign donations, it's a huge business for both parties. And they both want a piece of that pie, so they're going to go along with it. But more importantly, why are the Democrats not getting out front and explaining what's actually happening in the markets? Health insurance is not going up because of the Affordable Care Act. It's going up because of corporate health insurance industry greed. That is the only talking point the Democrats need to have right now in the healthcare debate, unless they're pushing for a Medicare for All program. In fact, I think those two talking points go pretty well together. We're paying more money because insurance companies want more money. not because they need it, not because their costs are going up. It is 100% because they want it. And Donald Trump's own government proved it. If you like this video, make sure that you like, comment, and share, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to help support Ring of Fire, go to patreon.com/TheRingOfFire, become a monthly patron to help support independent progressive media.